Okay, welcome to section 4B. This is part 1 of our discussion on organic search. Now this deck is about 28 slides. What we're going to cover: indexing, copywriting, keywords and tags, and link building. So indexing your site, what does that mean? That means letting Google know that you exist. Just because you built a website and you're hosting it on GoDaddy does not mean that Google, Bing, or Yahoo know you even exist. You have to somehow let them know you're there. One of the ways you could do is basically go to the URL submission page and submit that to Google. It could take them a month or two to actually put you in their index, but until you're in their index, you are not going to show up when people do searches. So you have to make sure you're in the index. One way to determine if your friends or your new website is indexed is to use the site colon and then the URL of the website within the search query box in Google. Again, smush it all together, no spaces, nothing capitalized, and it will tell you how many pages of that website are indexed. And if it shows up 0, then that means you're not in the Google index. So what I'm going to show you on the next slide is I did this for my wife's consulting website, Drake Direct, and you can see there's about 75 pages there, and she does have about 75, 76, 77 pages, so almost all of them are indexed in Google. Or you could also use the Google Webmaster Tools. If you sign up with Google for the Webmaster Tools, put some code on your website, Google will give you these set of tools to help you manage some of your SEO efforts. They'll tell you how many links are dead. They'll tell you the search terms that brought traffic to your website. So there's various tools that they will give you to help you manage the SEO of your website. So if we do that for Rhonda's website, we can see it's showing 74 pages are indexed. Again, not exactly sure why it's off from the site command, whatever reason. Nothing's perfect here in the digital world. If you have no pages indexed, then you need to submit it, and you can submit it here to the URL submission page. Just keep in mind that for this page to show up, you're going to need to be logged into Gmail at a minimum. Otherwise, the page will not show. And you just submit your website here. And then, again, what I would do, wait a few weeks, see if you're indexed yet. If you're not, maybe try it one more time. And if that's not the case, I wouldn't really push it any more than that. You really don't want to piss Google off. There's other options that you can consider. So again, one of the other options you could consider is trying to get yourself listed in the DMOZ business directory or the Yahoo business directory. Those will serve as some good backlinks to your website. Google loves it if you get listed in those directories because, again, those are human edited. They don't select just anybody. So DMOZ is free. So go ahead and try to submit your business there. See if you can get in. It's really good if you can. Yahoo will charge you a few bucks if they do select you, but you could certainly try and see if they'll take you, and then at that point in time decide if you want to pay the money. Another thing you could do is try to get some legitimate backlinks, other sites to backlink to you. So let's say there's a blog somewhere which and you've got a friend that writes articles, and maybe he's writing an article on something similar to what your website sells. Maybe you could get him to backlink to you, and if that's the case, Google will find you through the backlink because Google crawls almost every web page very regularly. So what they'll do is they'll go to your friend's blog, let's say next Monday, and crawl it to see what's going on, and they'll say, oh, here's a backlink going over to your website. Ooh, I better put that in the index. So that's another way to do it. Okay, let's talk about copywriting. So you got yourself indexed. Now we need to make sure we have good keyword-rich copy on the page so that we get good SEO ranking results. The text needs to be crawlable because, remember, Google can only crawl and index actual text. It has no idea what a picture is unless we put a tag on it, which we'll talk about. Try to limit the use of Flash. Google really doesn't like it that much. Try to reduce the use of dynamically built pages. Again, it confuses Google a little bit. Those are the pages that fill in via databases, like on your shopping websites. Make sure the page text reflects the keywords for that page. Again, the more focused your keyword strategy on the page, the more likely Google will understand what is on that page, and Google will then know when to pull it out of its index for certain search queries. Also, keep in mind that put your more important information at the top of the page, less important information at the bottom. Google's not going to search and search and search and search and keep scrolling and scrolling to find some text somewhere. It will stop at a certain point and say, okay, enough's enough. So, Google's looking at it like a regular visitor would look. If a regular visitor lands on your web page, can't find what it's looking for after 15 scrolls, forget it. And Google's going to look at it the same way. So again, here's Drake Direct, not necessarily one of the best practices. Again, it's using Flash at the top, and then also the text is getting pushed down a little bit further because of the image at the top. So again, not one of the best practices. If you feel that you want a picture or other non-text design as your main element on the homepage, then ensure you put some strong text, again, right below the fold. So here's an example of Didit.com. They're an SEO agency in Manhattan. Now, this was their old website. Doesn't look like this now. They changed it a couple years ago, but it was very cute. The frog would jump up and down, and it would say, did it, did it, did it. Now, notice there is a scroll bar there on the right-hand side, and if you would scroll, there is all of their text and links right below the fold. So not ideal, but that's one way to handle it so that, they have the effect they want when you're landing there, but still some good text just right below the fold. Careful keyword selection has to be the heart of your SEO campaign. Again, limit each page to 2 or 3 keywords or phrases. Again, the more limited, the better the odds are that Google will then understand what's on that particular page and know when to pull it out. So every page should have 2 or 3 keywords or keyword phrases associated with it. Once determined, you'll strategically use those in the text, the title tags, description tags, and image tags, which I'm going to talk to you about next. So again, keywords, very important. Short descriptive phrases that you want to be found on with search engines. Putting the time and effort in there is going to ensure you have a well-optimized site, and you're going to get a lot of clicks and a lot of good conversions. Once your keywords are determined, again, you're not going to want to repeat them overly on the page. Otherwise, Google will basically punish you. They'll look at it as keyword stuffing. Again, limit it to 2, 3, or 4 keywords or phrases. The fewer, the better. Again, as I said already, I think 3 times, the more specific and focused your keywords, the more likely Google will be able to promptly classify you for searches. Sprinkle the use of those all around your page. Remember, you're optimizing pages, not the website. You want to make sure every page has a good shot of being found. Every page should have its own keyword focus. So 4 areas where we use those: page text, titles, description tags, image tags. So page text, again, that's the text that's visible. Text includes your paragraphs, page titles, text inside links. Make sure your page text includes keywords for reinforcement. Also consider bolding out keywords as well. Google pays attention to that as well, assuming bolded words or italicized words are more important than those that aren't. The page title tag, very important visual text element is your HTML page titles. No search engine, it gets top billing, usually the bolded text of a search results page. Okay, so think about when you're looking at the search results, that bolded text there at the very top, your top line, and the SEO listing is usually your page title. For branding purposes, use the company name, but typically use it at the end. There's only so much space here, so use it wisely. Keywords first. So in this case, you'll see that the page title usually shows up in the tabs now. Marketing data scientists. I can't read the rest of it, but we'll go to the next page and I'll show you what it is. So again, where is the HTML code for the page? So because I want to show you guys exactly where the title tag is. So you're going to right click on any non-image area of that page and choose View Page Source. When you do, a new window is going to open, and that's going to show you all the code that creates that page that we're looking at. And that is the file that was uploaded to Rhonda's hosting service, which is Pack Online. So all this code was written, saved with the .html extension, uploaded to Pack Online through their web server. again, or it could be, uploading to GoDaddy. And again, just so you know, if you like her design, you think it's a really cool looking website, all you have to do is view source on every page, highlight the code, paste it into a text file, change the extension to .html, and upload it to your service provider, and there you go. You basically recreated Rhonda's website on your own hosting service. So here is our title tag, as you can see. So it starts out with the title tag, and then we close it out with the /title tag. So marketing data scientist, integrated marketing specialist, web analytics, Drake Direct. So you'll notice a brand name is at the end with the keywords at the beginning of that. The meta description tag is an example of invisible text. Rather, this shows on the organic search results page. So if you guys do a Google search for database marketing consultants, you're going to see Drake Direct on the results page, and the text that's going to be associated with that organic search is going to be the text right here associated with the description tag. Drake Direct is an integrated marketing consulting firm specializing in response modeling, blah, 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 blah. So let's go to the next page. And there you go. When you do a search for database marketing consultants, there's your title tag, and there is a description tag. So a pet peeve of mine is a lot of companies don't pay close attention to the description tag. This is your opportunity to sell yourself. Google is giving you 2 free lines of text to say, click here, you want me, I'm all about what you want. So play it wisely and carefully and make it very compelling to get that click. Here is a really poor title tag. This is a website for doggy clothes called Modern Tales, and you will see their title tag is Modern Tales. Doesn't really help them at all. It should be doggy designer clothes, dog beds, dog accessories, just really, really poor. This is an example of a great title tag, Bagel Boss. Bagels, New York Bagels, buy bagels, bagel delivery from Bagel Boss. Again, can't get much better than that. Image tags. You need to make sure your images are tagged. So especially if you have a web page that has a lot of images, you want to help Google understand what's on that page. So again, this is hidden text. It's more text for Google so that it can understand what is going on that particular page. It's just a tag that you attach right behind the call of that image in the HTML code. So one way to see if there is a tag quickly, and then I'll show you where to find it on the page, is to, on the image, right-click on the image, select View Image Info, and in this case, we see the tag as Sample Size Calculator, Sampling Error Calculator. They have the associated text with that. Now, if you don't see associated text, then that means that the person did not attach an image tag, and all images should have image tags associated with them. How do we find it on the page? Well, the easiest way is to first figure out what the name of that image is. So in this case, that one image was called port1.jpg. So we can see right there in the little page info window that opened up. And then what I'm going to do then, I'm going to go back to the view source screen for the website, and I'm going to do a Control F and do a search or a find for port 1. There it is. Now you can see images /port1.jpg, and right behind it is the alt image tag, in quotes, sample size calculator, sampling error calculator. So it's pretty easy to add if you have access to the files. Just download them off the server, find the image call, and just right behind where the image is called, stick the alt tag with the description in quotes and re-upload it to your server, and you're set.